Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we're making a lemon meringue pie. Now whether you're a fan of tart or sweet desserts, this pie is sure to satisfy your taste buds. I can't wait to show you how to make this amazing recipe. So let's get started. Alright, so jumping right into the recipe, in a large bowl, we want to add in 2.5 cups worth of all-purpose flour, 4 tablespoons of granulated white sugar, and half a teaspoon of kosher salt, whisking those together until they're well combined. And on the side, you also want to take about 1 cup's worth of unsalted butter that's cold and cube that into smaller pieces. And now for the next step, you can either use a food processor or a pastry cutter or 2 forks, but you want to add the butter in small cubes into your flour mix and break down the butter into smaller pea-sized pieces. Once your mix is looking like this, you want to drizzle in about, in total, 4 tablespoons worth of ice water while mixing until a dough forms. And for this dough, we want to place it onto a working surface and gently knead it into a disc. You're going to divide that into about 60-40 split. You're going to use the 60% portion for this crust. The 40% portion can be used for a future, smaller crust. But either way, you want to wrap the 60% disc of dough in plastic wrap, then refrigerate this for about 30 minutes. And on the side, while that's refrigerating, you want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 218 degrees Celsius. And now on a floured surface, using a lightly floured rolling pin, you want to roll the dough disc into about a 12-inch diameter disc of dough. And to easily place the dough disc into a 9-inch pan, you want to gently roll the dough onto your rolling pin. In addition to that, you want to spray a 9-inch pan with non-stick spray or coat it with butter. And now, working gently with the dough, you want to unroll it on top of your coated 9-inch pan. Press the dough into the pan, and then you want to fold and crimp the edges of the dough with your fingers, or you can use a fork. Now the next step, you want to add a round of parchment paper that has frilled ends on top of the pie crust, and fill that with either pie weights, or you can even use beans, so that when you blind bake this crust, it doesn't puff up in the center. So we're going to transfer this to the oven and bake it initially for 15 minutes. After that 15 minutes, we want to remove it from the oven, remove the pie weights and the parchment paper. Use a fork to prick the sides and the bottom of the pie dough in several places. This will help the custard not only cling to the pie crust, but also allows the steam of the crust to escape evenly. Separately, you want to take about 1 egg and 1 tablespoon's worth of heavy cream and mix those together to create an egg wash. Brush all parts of your crust with this egg wash. And now you want to gently fold aluminum foil around the edges of the pie to prevent them from over browning. We're going to return this pie crust to the oven and bake it for about 10 more minutes at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 218 degrees Celsius. We want to reduce the oven's temperature after those 10 minutes to 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius and bake for another 15 to 20 minutes, or until the center of your pie crust is golden brown. At this stage, you want to remove it from the oven and allow it to cool. Moving on to making the custard. We want to have 4 egg yolks total, and we want to separate them from the egg whites. We're going to use the egg whites later on in our meringue, so keep those on the side. But you want to place your egg yolks in a medium-sized bowl. Separately, in a medium-sized pot, we want to add in about 1¼ cups worth of granulated white sugar with 1/4 cup of cornstarch and 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, whisking those together until they're well combined. Now you want to add in 1¼ cups worth of water 3/4 cup of fresh lemon juice, or the juice of approximately 2 to 3 lemons. You also want the zest of 2 lemons, which is approximately 2 tablespoons worth. And we're going to whisk all these ingredients together vigorously to ensure that no lumps remain. Place this mix over medium-high heat, or 375 Fahrenheit, or 190 degrees Celsius, and whisk this vigorously until the mix has thickened, which should take between 9 to 10 minutes. It should reach a thick bubbling stage, something like you see in the video here. Now you want to take 1 cup's worth of this lemon mix and slowly drizzle this into the egg yolk bowl while constantly mixing it to temper the eggs. Once your eggs have been tempered, you want to transfer these tempered eggs back into the lemon mix pot and stir them all together for another 2 minutes over that medium-high heat. Now we're going to add 4 tablespoons worth of unsalted butter to the mix and stir it in until it is melted. After the butter is melted, you want to remove this mix from the stovetop and allow it to cool for a couple minutes. This process creates the custard for your pie. You want to pour the custard into the pie crust and smooth it out so that the entire base of the pie is covered. You want to place this in the fridge while you make the meringue. So now in the bowl of a stand mixer fitted with a whisk attachment, we want to add in our 4 egg whites, a dash of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon's worth of cream of tartar. Whisk this mix initially on medium-high speed until it begins to foam and thicken. And now you want to slowly add in a 1/3 cup's worth of granulated white sugar while whisking still on medium-high speed until soft peaks form. Now you can set that aside, while in a saucepan set over medium-high heat, we want to add in the remaining 1 cup of sugar needed for this recipe, as well as a 1/3 cup's worth of water, and whisk those together until the sugar melts. Over this medium-high heat, you want to allow the sugar mix to reach between 235 to 240 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use a candy thermometer or a digital thermometer to track the temperature rise process. Once you hit that temperature range, you want to immediately add this syrup to the meringue and whip this on medium-high speed until the bowl is only warm to the touch. For final touches, you want to add in 1 tablespoon's worth of pure vanilla extract for boosted flavor. And now, working on high speed, you want to whip this meringue until stiff peaks form, ultimately looking something like this. So now you want to spoon on your meringue on top of the custard, and you can use an offset spatula to spread it around the custard evenly. For decoration, you want to create curves and swirls to the surface of the meringue. And for a really nice touch, you want to use a kitchen torch to toast the meringue. It really brings out a hidden flavor within the meringue by toasting it, so you don't want to skip this step. Transfer this pie back in the fridge and allow this to chill for about 5 hours prior to cutting your first slice. And just like that, you've made a lemon meringue pie right at home. And just so you're aware, you can always chill the custard-filled pie overnight prior to topping it with the meringue. This will actually help the meringue not wilt overnight. You just need to wrap the pie carefully with plastic wrap, ensuring the plastic wrap doesn't touch the lemon curd, or else it'll stick to it when you pull away the plastic. But this is definitely a 5-star dessert option. There's really 3 recipes in one in this video. I really hope you enjoyed this, and when you do try it at home, be sure to tag me at Chef Vic Cuisine or hashtag Chef Vic Cuisine so I can see your great takes on this pie. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 4, Enhancing Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. And feel free to click the pop-up on your screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make this lemon meringue pie, and if you did, make sure you smash that like button for me. It really helps the channel out. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button too to see more recipes just like this one. And sharing is caring, so if you enjoyed this recipe and think someone else will too, feel free to share this with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week where I show you how to make a really easy breakfast option that serves plenty. My maple brown sugar glazed bacon. This is sure to be a really good hit. I can't wait for you guys to try this as well. Thank you all again so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You can always check out my recipes on my page now. YouTube thinks you'll like these videos, so let's see if they're right. And I'll catch you next time on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.